So guys, welcome back to my final part, my mini-series on trying to support independent filmmakers, how to raise money, how to get distribution, how to get your film seen, and how to stay in the profession, which is so tough at the moment. One of the things I think before we get into film festivals that people underestimate is the power of crowdfunding. Sometimes whether you're going to a film festival or whether you are just starting out or even you've got a film in a particular project, just like making a film, like me chatting to you or with a friend talking about your project and the passion of your project, trying to raise small amounts of money is a really, really good idea. So on Crowdfunder, I think works better than Indigo. Indigo is like every film on the planet is on there looking for funds. Crowdfunding is slightly a newer market, and so there's less competition, so you have a greater chance of raising money. It's a really good idea to do small amounts of money, like 3,000, 2,500, 5,000. Do it in increments, because that's the way things operate at the moment, and it will help you on your journey, and people will quite happily give you 10, 20 pounds. So the ways you can do it on there is say, look, I'm making a new movie, this is the idea of the film, will you help me do phase 1 of the funding? And you'll be amazed how many people give you money. Other things you can do is, like me, you can pull out t-shirts. So this is my Feni Shakur t-shirt. I sell this for 15 quid. It's really good at premieres, online gifts. So, turn your film into a poster and see that as a marketing opportunity. Not only people wearing your great t-shirts, but they're also giving you 15 quid a pop. Other two things really important. A lot of people would love to be associated with film. So it's a really good opportunity for you to invite people to become executive producers, producers on the show. You can get hundreds of pounds, even thousands of pounds, depending on what type of film you're doing. So don't underestimate crowdfunding as a way of doing resource, of bringing in lots of cash. The other good thing about crowdfunding is that you can bring in executive producers, a cast, all sorts of people be involved, brands. You can invite them to be part of your film. They're going to give you money. So when you're doing a little trailer, even if it's not a film about the film, it's just you chatting, talk about the opportunities for anybody getting involved with the film. You could be selling tickets to come and meet the cast on the filming locations. People would love that. You could be offering, which is what I do, is do a screening at the end of your film and invite people to the premiere. So you have like a ticket structure, say 25 quid, and people will pay in advance 25 quid for those tickets to come to your premiere, which may be 1 year or 2 years away. But that's a way of them giving you money, but also you're giving them a reward for supporting you. So it's a really quick, easy way. Don't think, like a producer may give you 500, 2,500, something like that, if you're a small new production. But, it's the 10s, 15s, 25 pounds that you need. So a t-shirt's a good way of raising a lot of revenue. You don't have to buy the t-shirts until you've actually got the orders. So all of those are really, really good plus things to do. And it'll also help you, for example, you're going to film festivals and it'll fund your trip. Film festivals are really, really important. I can't underestimate the importance, particularly when you're an independent filmmaker, purely because without being selected for a film festival, without winning a film festival award, the chances of your film getting anywhere or getting any traction, making it zero. The reality is that once you have a poster that has a strapline and it's selected by, or it's won this, it opens doors. Because whenever you enter a film festival, they're all volunteers. When they see a poster, they're going to be more inclined, if they like it, to select your film for the festival. But more importantly, the distributors would be more inclined to buy or commission or license or sign up for distribution a film that's won. And also, if you go online, all the streaming services that I told you about in my chapter 3, series 3, if you've got a poster that's got selected laurels on it or won by, when people are trolling through trying to work out what to watch, they're more likely to watch your film if it's got selected or award winner than any of the others. So that's really, really crucial why film festivals are really, really important. The other aspect of film festivals are that you don't have to go, they're all over the world, and it's important that you check the film festival out before you enter. It's different if you're struggling, you haven't got any film selections, you've not won anything award, then it's worth doing one or two where they guarantee selection, because then you know straight away that you're going to have on your poster selected for Hollywood Film Festival or Moose's Film Festival in Greece, whatever. If you've got a guaranteed selection, that's going to give you money straight away, and it might only cost you €10 to enter the film festival. So it's really worth doing if you don't have a lot of money, you just basically want to get some traction, you can't afford to enter every film festival going. The other thing is do the homework. Don't go for online film festivals. I find it's too risky. If you've got a short film and you want the whole world to see it and you're not interested in the money, go on everything you can if it's not going to cost you anything. But if you're a filmmaker that's dependent on making revenue stream from it, never go online film festivals. People can copy your work, you lose control. And why is somebody going to pay you when they've just seen it for free online? So never do online film festivals. As a rule, I never do film festivals that are in year one, because most of them never get off the ground and they don't know what they're doing. Saying that, there is I'm saying this, but last year I went to the best film festival I've ever been to in my life. I had a most amazing weekend in Greece, in Levadia, at a film festival called Moose's in northern Greece. It was the best thing I ever had. It's a film festival that screens the work of extraordinary people telling true stories. So it's more a festival about community activism, like the Workers' Film Festival, which is a must in New York, which I also do a lot of entry for. But the Moose's one's really good. It's new, it's only in its year 2. It's really inexpensive to enter. You will meet people from all over the world who make extraordinary stories, whether it's about asylum, refugees, war, mental health, civil rights, social justice, community engagement. Check the type of films that the festival want. There's no point, for example, entering a horror film festival if you're doing a rom-com. So you've got to be really careful what type of work that you're making and make sure that you find the right audience. And also check the film fair. If it's only doing one day, how the hell are they going to screen 300 films in one day? They're really after your money. They're not going to screen your film. So only go for film festivals which are a minimum of 3 days, and ideally go for ones that are sort of 5 years or longer. Don't necessarily worry about the big guys, the Cannes and the Sundance and the Raindance and all these big ones. The chances of you getting selected there is so tough. Saying that, Sinners, great movie that's just out at the moment, against the odds. They beat the system, they got the best deal in filmmaking history, and they got declined about 100 times by different film distribution companies before they made the film. The same with Stranger Things on Netflix. That got declined relentlessly and suddenly got picked up, and now the latest series cost 50 million to make, because that's how much money that series makes now. They can afford to spend 50 million making it. So don't think just because you're a small independent that you don't have a chance. But what I would advise is, if you want to do like any of the Oscar, BAFTA ones, just enter 1 or 2 to see how it goes, and don't go for the biggest ones. When you go onto film, the festival sites, choose the ones that are less famous, because then once you get selected, the criteria is exactly the same, and your chance of actually getting on the long list for Oscars or BAFTAs is so much greater. So to get to film festivals, the secret way of doing it all is signing up for Film Freeway. Film Freeway is like the gateway to 14,500 film festivals around the world. And this is where the hack is that people don't realise, and which I'm going to share with you. When you actually sign up for Film Freeway, which is free, it's a brilliant service for free, and the customer service is second to none. What you need to do is go to the marketing option. So at the top of the screen on the right hand side, there'll be a marketing option. You press that marketing option and it will give you all sorts of different options. The best option you can do is to press on the one that charges you about €10. I think it's €9.40 or something, but €10, and they will send your poster to every single film festival around the world. That's 14,500 film festivals will get your poster for just €10. It's like extraordinarily great value. The crucial part with this is make sure your poster has got the strapline, what's your film about? And if you won an award, bung that in as well, so it has a maximum impact on your poster. And choose the days, and they give you dates of when you want the film to be set out. Because most film festivals are run by volunteers, most work weekends. So the best days to send your poster is on a Saturday and a Sunday. So when you get the date option on the Film Freeway, choose Saturday or Sunday. By Monday, you will start to get free invitations from all over the world. What's really, really good about this is that some of them will be rubbish, obviously, but some will be really, really good. And they'll invite you to be free, so they won't cost you any money. Others will give you huge discounts on entry. But if they're sending you an introduction and they want your film to be in their festival, the chances are they're going to screen it. And sometimes when you make a film, you don't really know what your audience is. When I made my Kath Duncan civil rights film, Kath Duncan Liberty, the Untold Struggle for Civil Rights, I didn't expect it to be a hit in China and Iran, for example, being an LGBT film, but it went all over the world. So it's extraordinary. I didn't expect it to win like nearly 60 awards across 5 continents, but it did. And so it's like sometimes the Film Festival Network gives you an audience you never thought you had. So it's really, really important to enter them. But again, do your homework. Is this the type of film festival that you want to be in? Does it show the type of films that you are making and wanting to make? And if you want to go, go. If not, it does give you an option when you submit your entry to write a letter. I would only really do the letter if I wanted to attend the festival, or you want to really, really be in that festival, and then give them a grovelling letter why it's so important that your film is seen at their festival, so that they feel guilty about not screening your film, rather than just say, this is my great film, please screen it. But if you say, it's a really important film, this is why I think your festival needs to screen it, they're more likely to give you a nudge and give you a chance of getting it screened, because 80% of all films made and entered for film festivals never get selected, which is why I said at the beginning, it's really important if you're making a film, you get the you at least get 2 film selections on your poster, because that's going to be worth countless value to your brand and give you a real chance of getting your film traction online. And all the distribution services I've told you about in series chapter 3, all of those are free to enter. And so you can enter, they will take a cut if they sell, or they will take some of the advertising, but it doesn't cost you any money to get your film short or long onto any of those networks. So it's really, really important. And then streaming, you will find that you'll get bits of money. A lot of them will pay you at the end of the year. Some will pay you instantly. Vimeo on demand pays you the same week. So Vimeo is quite good. If you think you've got one film and you're charging $5 to watch it, you only need, like 100 people a week to watch it. It's $500 a week just from that side hustle. So it's certainly worth doing it. And the other thing, of course, is that nobody thinks about is your own distribution and direct screenings. If you've got a film that's relevant for Black history or LGBT history or mental health, why not link in with local organisations in your area to screen your film as part of their programme? They will then pay you a licence fee, they may give you a percentage of ticket sales. What I found really useful was when I had my London premiere for Afeni Shakur and the Trial of the Black Panthers, I linked up with Black History Month. It became a Black History Month event. The same as what I do with my Kath Duncan film. It's generally screened all over the world as part of LGBT History Month. And quite a lot of people would do like online screenings. So with Vimeo on demand, you can do like a global online Q&A and a premiere without even hiring a venue. People can pay to chat with you, and you do the screening once a month. People around the world could watch it. Take into account the timelines between America and the UK. You could do like an American screening and a UK screening or Europe screening. And that will give you like paid money, and you could have like 1,000 people watching you and interacting with you during your screening. So, and it costs you nothing to do it on Vimeo on demand. So that again is a really good idea. Most cinemas you can hire direct. So again, what's quite a good idea is hiring a local cinema, charging your own tickets, selling them on Eventbrite, roping in the local press, your family, and actually doing a premiere. And then when people leave the film, film it, make a fox pop, whether it's one person or 20 people. And that really is the cheapest advertising and best PR your film will ever get, because then you can pump it out relentlessly over social media. And if people interact with the people in your vox pop, they're more likely to watch your film. So it's a no-brainer really to get your film done. The other thing that's really important is trying to work with community groups and organisations, or any business or brand that really would resonate with your storyline, because then they will pay you. They'll pay you a license fee, or they will give you a percentage. And the other thing you could think about is festivals, film festivals, concert festivals, community events, even a horror exhibit. You might have these comic exhibition spaces where they all dress up as comic heroes. You could do sort of things like that can give you an opportunity of screening your film. You could do outdoor cinemas. You can link up with so many different projects to actually get your work seen and screened. And if your film is of really important, if it's, for example, on Gaza or Israel or something like that, or Sudan or Yemen, why not work with unions like the National Union of Students, get it screened in universities and colleges. That will cost you nothing, and they will pay you a license fee. So there's so many options to get your film done, but the key is to do film festivals. Do the hack which I've just told you, is to click that button for the marketing option, and then go straight away for getting your poster done. And a lot of festivals are seasonal. Every month there's different film festivals. What you will find once you've paid for that poster to be sent, those film festivals, they may not reply to you today, but because the deadline for that festival is closed, and so they're not taking on new festivals. But a lot of them will save the poster for when they open their admission period. And so they'll suddenly contact you out of the blue, and you'll find for 2 years you'll have festivals around the world saying, please submit to your festival. And if it's one that's charging a bit more than 10 euros that you can't really afford and you're having a bad week, just email them direct and say, look, hey, I'm struggling, I haven't got the money. 9 times out of 10 they will give you a free entry. So don't think you have to spend a fortune doing film festivals. And the great thing about film festivals, you don't need a PR marketing man, you don't need any of these organisations that will scam you by telling you need them in order to make a film. If you take control of your work and your filmmaking, you can actually do so much as a filmmaker. Some films take 50 million, but probably 49 million of that goes in costs. So you're probably more profitable doing your film and screening it yourself, knowing that you're not being ripped off, and having a stream and a comfortable income that you're happy with and you know that it's genuine, than actually signing up with all these distribution deals around the world and never knowing whether you're going to earn any money or not, or whether anybody's ever going to pay you. So it's a really important thing to do. So I wish you every success with this. If you've been following the series, please subscribe, share this video with friends. It'd be really great if you do get success as a direct consequence of this 4 mini-series. If you comment and let me know the update, whether you've raised money, whether your film's been selected for film festivals, or whether you've done a great, you've been brave enough to hire the local cinema screen, done your own screening and sold out. And don't be, my West End cinema, I sold out hundreds of seats with no media attention at all, just by word of mouth and my social media. And I charged 20 quid a ticket, because I think, don't undersell yourself. It's a special event when you're doing a premiere, when people are having a chance to meet you and the cast and discuss the film and the story and do like photographs. And also use it an opportunity, if you've got books, sell your t-shirts, market your mugs. Look outside the box to make sure that if you're going to do a premiere, make sure you maximize your income as well as your distribution, and make sure everybody there has got your social media contacts so that they can actually recommend their friends to contact you. And then you've got a database of people for your next screening and people who may want to know more about your next project. So wish you every success. Please subscribe, and thank you again for watching my new series.